All right, let's focus now on COVID news. A new study out of Belgium reached the conclusion that the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine doubles the level of antibodies versus the Pfizer jab. Joining us now to discuss, Dr. Kevin Campbell, cardiologist and president and CEO of K-Rock Healthcare Consulting. Doctor, thanks for joining us today. I know this is just one study, but talk to me about antibody levels and how it plays into protection against COVID. And if Moderna has the most, why did Pfizer get FDA approval?
Well, first, we need to understand exactly how these messenger RNA vaccines work. What happens is the vaccines contain a blueprint that tells the cells in our bodies how to make COVID antibodies. And when that happens, we're able to churn out a large number of them. The Moderna vaccine has more copies of that messenger RNA blueprint, and they produce more antibodies. The reason that Pfizer was approved prior to Moderna is they submitted their application to the FDA about a month earlier. I expect we'll see Moderna's full approval within the next 4 to 6 weeks, most certainly.
Okay. Again, that was likely too, that we would see Moderna approved and perhaps Johnson & Johnson as well, just following the timeline here. Does that change which vaccine you might recommend to people who are still deciding about getting vaccinated?
You know, there is actually another study out of the Mayo Clinic that showed similar results when it came to Moderna versus Pfizer. So I am actually recommending the Moderna over the Pfizer based on that biological kind of boost that we get. One other important factor to remember is that we studied at Mayo again the effects of Moderna versus Pfizer on the Delta variant. And what we found is the protection with the Moderna drops to about 78 to 80% against Delta and all the way down to 40% with protection against Delta with Pfizer. So I do think, and again, these are not randomized controlled clinical trials, but it's the best evidence we have today.
Sure. And of course, always consult your own individual doctor, even though it's great to have you on the program. And you talk about efficacy, and we've seen that in regards to recommendations for booster shots as well. Perhaps the efficacy rate falling down slightly, as you point out, with the rise of the Delta variant here. And we've been following also this data out of Israel. A new headline points out that with 78% of the 12 and older Israeli population being fully vaccinated, the country is now posting one of the largest infection rates in the world. It's according to Science there. What could this tell us about waning vaccine efficacy?
You know, I think it's really important for everyone to get vaccinated, and I think this booster is going to be something that's very important for everyone to get. One thing to remember is it's not just antibodies. We also have two other types of immunity that these messenger RNA viruses help us with. B-cell immunity, which are cells that can make more antibodies on their own when exposed, and killer T cells, which do exactly what you think they are going to do. They kill cells that are infected with virus. And this is kind of a memory immunity that's going to be very, very important. So I think that, the Israeli data, that's one set of data. I don't think that it blunts the response and the effectiveness as much as the Israeli data has shown. But, time will tell. We need more studies and bigger, more randomized controlled clinical trials, which are the best level of evidence.
All right. We've got to leave it at that. Dr. Kevin Campbell joining us live on the program. Doctor, thanks so much.
Thank you.